Once open, click the Create tab and go down to Spreadsheet. Once you're in your spreadsheet, you need to title it. In this instance, we will title it Soil Permeability. Hit OK, and it should show up on the top left-hand side of your screen. Then we are going to take data from the chart that you filled out during the experiment. First of all, in column B, you need to write first drop, because the first thing we are recording is the first drop that fell through. In column C, you're going to put second drop. The reason we're not going in column A is because that's where we are going to put our type of soils. So the 4 different types of soils were soil, gravel, sand, and clay. Once you've typed that in, refer back to your chart and find out what numbers you should be putting in. A reminder, these are in seconds or minutes. For the purposes of this, I'm going to fabricate the numbers, so they might not be accurate. I'm just going to put in a couple seconds for each one. And for the second drop, it obviously has to be higher than the first one, so I'll just go one number above for each of them. Once you have all of that completed, highlight the whole chart that you have created so far. Don't choose the boxes outside of where you've written. On the top toolbar, there are going to be many different gadgets that you can use. In this instance, you'll want to use the Insert Chart button. You'll come up with many different options for charts. The one that makes the most sense would probably be our histogram. Click Insert, and then I would move it so it's in the center of the screen. It's much easier to maneuver then. And now you need to title your chart. A good title for this one would be Soil Permeability. You also need to put your axis titles. So on the left side, something that might make sense are types of soil. And a reminder, you have to hit enter for it to apply. And on the bottom axis, we need to write our unit of measure and what we're measuring. So we're measuring time, and in some cases it might be minutes, in some cases it might be seconds. In mine, I'm going to say seconds. Remember to hit enter, and it applies. My chart title did not apply, so I'm going to go back and do that. Remember that when you're creating this, you should go back a couple times to make sure that everything is filled out. All charts should have a title. Still didn't apply. All charts should have a title. All charts should have somewhat of a key. All charts should have labels on both the X and the Y axis. At this point, you can always add a background color or change the color of your bars. That's up to you. Remember, do not make it distracting. This is something that should be easy to read. And now you've made a chart.